that's going to be addressed by Judge McAfee, who's assigned to your case. But to the extent that you're here in front of a judge, I do find that based on the open charge against you, there are grounds for bond to be denied at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and find that you are a risk to commit additional felonies and a potential risk to flee the jurisdiction. So I'm going to deny bond, but a full consideration of bond will be addressed by Judge McAfee as your case moves forward. Do you understand?
Something, Your Honor. So the charges brought against me by the federal government were first presented to the state by the FBI. The state decided to not prosecute. On the day they decided not to prosecute, the U.S. attorney in the state of Maryland notified my attorneys that they would take up the charges. This charge is a simple misdemeanor, ma'am. I got on a plane. I voluntarily came here. I am already on federal pretrial supervision. I've had no issues with being on pretrial supervision. There's no way that I'm a flight risk, ma'am. I showed up before the president was here.
Okay. I understand, Mr. Floyd. The issue of bond is not going to be decided by me. It's going to be decided by the judge who is assigned to handle your case, okay? This is just a first appearance hearing for a case that's already been indicted. So I was just letting you know that we're not going to have a bond hearing today, but to the extent that you are before a judge, I'm telling you that bond is not going to be issued today.
No,
all right?
Let me have it. Okay. You have Harrison Floyd, and normally Bose comes on to talk about capital markets. Robert, Harrison Floyd is a patriot and a hero. Why is he still in this jail, which is one of the worst jails in the country? Why did, and quite frankly, I think the only black male that was part of this, why did they single him out for this? It's outrageous, sir.
So, yes, Martin Luther King said, if there's an injustice anywhere, it's a threat to justice everywhere. Well, I can tell you Fani Willis is actually a threat to justice. So Harrison Floyd was on the phone call. He wasn't even in Georgia, and he was listening to Ruby Freeman blow the whistle on January 4th of 2021. Trevian Cuddy was there sitting next to Ruby as she did this voluntarily. Trevian said the federal people were in the station there with her. There was another young man, Garrison Douglas. He was sitting next to Ruby Freeman, but he's Brian Kemp's spokesman. He was not indicted. Very curious about that. Harrison was, no one pressured Ruby. She had a contrite moment where she knew something was wrong with the Fulton elections, and she wanted to talk about the USBs blowing your mind. She talked about the rescanning, the cases under the table. And Harrison just happened to be there when Ruby voluntarily made these claims. Harrison,
hang on, slow down. How do we know that? Because Ruby Freeman's saying that's all thing, and she's going after Gateway Pundit and others, Rudy Giuliani, for defamation. How do you know that's a fact?
So there's a body cam with her admissions that directly contradict her suit in the D.C. court. And you know, Steve, that she has Michael Gottlieb and 5 others from Wilkie Farr Gallagher as her lawyers. She and her daughter Shay Moss are represented by Wilkie Farr. This is a very coordinated smear campaign against anybody.
Okay, hang on. But is Harrison Floyd, is that the entirety of why he's considered part of the 18 because he was on that phone call? Is that the root of the charges against him? Just that he was on this first phone call or listening when Ruby Freeman was saying this? Is that it?
That's it. He's falsely accused along with all the others. None of the 19 did anything wrong. No crimes. They alleged that Harrison was pressuring Ruby to make false statements about the election. Well, Ruby did it on her own, and she had tremendous evidence. She talked about there not being a cover-up, that the GBI in Fulton County didn't investigate. So they already had a shot.
Hang on. We'll get into all that. That's all we can get into that the days ahead. I want to deal with that. I just want to be specific. That is the charge that they're saying Harrison tried to force her to say something. And of course, you say there's evidence and cameras, all that. We'll get to that later, Monday or Tuesday. Why is Harrison Floyd, why did the judge just say, you're not eligible for bail. You got to stay in this what they call one of the most dangerous jails in the country. Why is Harrison Floyd singled out from all the others that put a bond and were able to take off? Why did they single out the black man for this?
It's incredible. I cannot believe it's outrageous that they did that. Now, there, she said falsely. This judge, Emily Richardson, said that he's likely to commit felonies again. He never committed any felonies. He was actually served a subpoena and did not assault anybody. He didn't body slam anybody. He was the FBI, and the same two guys that got Navarro and Flynn, same two agents. They went after Harrison Floyd in Rockville, Maryland, tried to trip him, and then Harrison basically was in their face yelling at him. But that's not assault, and they didn't arrest him at the time. That's the interesting thing. So there was no, if these FBI agents wanted to arrest him, they would have done it at the time.
Hang on. Can I play? Hang on, Robert. I want to play this clip again. So I'm gonna run out of time here. I know that. I got a bob and weave. Just play. I want to play the judge again. Play the clip. I want to hear this again and have Robert come in.
That's going to be addressed by Judge McAfee, who's assigned to your case. But to the extent that you're here in front of a judge, I do find that based on the open charge against you, there are grounds for bond to be denied at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and find that you are a risk to commit additional felonies and a potential risk to flee the jurisdiction. So I'm going to deny bond, but a full consideration of bond will be addressed by Judge McAfee.
Why is Harrison Floyd dangerous? Why does she keep saying that? Where does that come from?
He's not dangerous at all. He's committed no crimes, and he was accused of a misdemeanor, and that's a false charge as well. So, and Harrison, just earlier on that clip, it's a YouTube video, it's posted. He says he couldn't afford. He's got retainer bids from two lawyers for $40,000 and $100,000 plus costs. He can't afford it. So they offered it to him first, and then they yanked it. Now, and this judge is representing the chief judge, Scott McAfee. I have no idea why she pulled the bond idea on him. He's singled out. He shouldn't be in there.
Okay. We're gonna come back on Monday, and we'll have you back on. But over the weekend, is there a fund specifically set up and we know is monitored just for Harrison Floyd's defense? Is there a place to actually people, if they are so inclined to review it and make a decision whether they want to send it or not? Is there a place to do that?
Yes, it's a give, send, go that is put up by one of his lawyers. It's legit. There were some others out there that were maybe not so legit, not legit. But this one you're putting up now is the legit one. And we had very generous donors to come in to help him a little bit. He needs more because the legal fees are going to be expensive. And if he does post bond, he needs that for the bond. Yeah. So thank you.
Okay. Well, Robert, also, where do people, you're putting up information all the time. Where do people go to stay up on, I know you're on a lot of things, but this thing specifically with Harrison Floyd?
Well, the best thing actually is there's so many people that were wrongly accused. Electorsfund.org. Electorsfund.org. You'll have, folks like Jeff Clark who needs help. The other electors need help. They're all in the same bind where they're falsely accused. And, President Trump is falsely accused. They all are too. None of these, every one of them are innocent.
And they can get information about the updates on Harrison and all these other things by going there, electorsfund.org.
Harrison is on there as well. Yes.
Are you on social media?
Yes. Robert_B_Bose at Twitter, and then Robert Bose on Truth Social.
We begin the program tonight with breaking news. The 45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, has been indicted for the 4th time by a corrupt Biden regime justice system, and patriots are fed up.
Voters got rights, waving flags and the stars and stripes. Indicting presidents, that's not right. If questioning the outcome of election is a crime, then give me life. If questioning the outcome of the election is a crime, they gon' lock us patriots up and we gon' do time. The land of the free and the home of the brave. There's an Air Force veteran that's trying to pay the way. Prince of prime time, I spit the truth like I'm damn ball. Real America, and we ain't no commies, you protecting the children. 2A in the building. From you Democrat pedophiles rigging the system. This a message to the fake news. We all know Trump won. Try to censor us and ban every single one of us. brother and a journalist. He never changed for the fame. 30 years later, day of balls, legendary, man. Get real. Read between the lines. FJB, middle finger to the other side. Get real. Read between the lines. Trump 24 indicted in a landslide. Voters got rights. Wave them flags and the stars and stripes. Indicting presidents, that's not right. If questioning the outcome of election is a crime, then give me life. Trump's nephew's coming right back with another one. Indictment number 4. I don't think the DOJ was dumb enough. Fannie Willis, Alvin Bragg, yeah, y'all want some pressure, huh? America, we got Trump's back and we ain't letting up. Patriot like Mr. H, 82 years in this place. Liberals need a safe space and burn a flag in your face. Put America first like one American news. Abolish mail-in ballots so I know that we can't lose. 10-year anniversary, Novak's gonna murder me. Hunter Biden's laptop, boy. My shawty, my shawty, she got the ball, she got the chain, she got the wall. Pick me up, 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 off the wall. Pick me up, pick me up, pick me up.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? This is a special live, and yes, the guest is here already. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't had to wait for him. He already here. How you doing, Mr. Bowles?
Dana, great to see you. How are you?
It's great seeing you, man. Once again, great seeing you. And I'm sad that we coming on these grounds, but the public need to know. The world need to know what's going on. And I'm glad that you're here. Let's go ahead and introduce yourself so that way people will know. Because I have all your credentials, but I didn't list them as of yet. So I'd say let's just let you go ahead and get your credentials and you introduce yourself so people will be familiar who you are.
Hey, family man, a dad, Christian, Catholic. Straight out of Rice Street, Fulton Jail from last week, right?
Straight out of Rice Street.
No, I was a banker for many years, Chase in New York City, and then picked up on the Trump campaign in 2015, working the Trump campaign around the country and won the transition team. President appointed me to be the top political guy at FHA to advise Secretary Carson, Ben Carson, great guy. So I did that for a little bit. He loaned me to the White House. I was working on tax policy, housing policy, immigration mostly. I did the wall funding for the president, and then just been since the administration been doing election investigation in Wisconsin and Georgia, a little bit in Arizona. So been busy with that.
Okay, so so let's touch on the wall funding. How was you able to crunch them numbers like that? Because I'm quite sure that was a lot of late nights talking to the president about the wall.
Not so you know what we were trying lots of different ways. Mm-hmm. A wire fee, a lot of the money that the cartels get goes back into their country through remittances. Okay. It's $50 billion a year or so. It went out to Mexico, Northern Triangle countries. So we were thinking about, putting like a $20 fee on those, whatever. There was remittance was a one way to do it. But what we ended up doing was repurposing the Defense Department money. And we drafted, and the president signed an executive order to repurpose. And the Defense Department's got lots of money, right? He's like, right. Okay, well, can we just get $1 billion of that and repurpose it? Well, the open borders people, we went nuts, but we got it through, and that's how he got 500 miles of the wall built.
Wow. So you said that you did some stuff with the elections. What you do with them? What you do?
So we knew after I got out of the administration the same day as President Trump, January of 2021, we knew something was up, in all these, many of these battleground states. So I was helping out in Wisconsin, and we found, I was working with Judge Gableman, my friend Andrew Kloster, who I worked with in the administration. So we're like, hey, what's going on with the Facebook Zuckerbucks money? They spent $400 million, and what they got, we found, they were able to go in and have unique read, write access in the voter rolls. So these were not government workers, but they were basically giving them like a fob or a what they call a FIDO key, so they could go in to write and replicate, change an address, change a zip code. So these people, so it's called it's a Zuckerberg-Chan initiative.
Right.
Mark's wife, Priscilla, right? They put in 400 million. I don't know, about 9 million went to Wisconsin. So all these people were basically in the voter rolls, making some changes to the registrations. And Wisconsin has 3 million. It's got 7 million people on the voter rolls, but they only have 4 million people that are a voting age population. So you got 3 million extra voters on the rolls that are perfect for ballot traffickers and mules, you know, send in that cheat by mail ballot. So we were investigating all that, and then we also had the woman that was running the elections department in Milwaukee, Claire Woodall-Vogg, and her deputy Kim Zapata. They were trafficking in these USB memory cards, and there was a police report about that too. In the middle of the night on the election 2020, they said, well, what? You know, she said she has to go out to a car to find the USBs, and she kind of like lost them and then found some other ones. So these USBs, the memory sticks, basically, you put them in, you're supposed to take them out of the precinct tabulator for the real votes. You know, maybe it's 1,000 votes or 2,000. You got it. $5 right there, $5. So all the real votes, when you go in to vote, they, on the tabulator at the precinct, they'll download them into that stick. Right. And then what they do is they take that stick downtown to Central, and then they upload it into the election management system. So anybody can like grab them and swap them out, right?
Right, and the stick got to match the paper ballots as well, supposed to, right?
Supposed to, when they couldn't. Like in Fulton County, they couldn't.
Right.
So
okay, so can I
it's
know
a lot.
Right, it's definitely a lot, and it's like, and I showed 2,000 mules last night on my platform, and people was like, "Wow, I didn't know it could get like that." Well, that's the light version of it.
Yeah.
A lot of folks don't know that on election day in the middle of the night, all counting halted for 4 to 5 hours, and that's how they was able to, you know, put the voter counts in. There's, like I say, there's mathematically no way with 93% of the votes counted, and President Trump is up in some states by 35,000. He loses by 1,100. Impossible. But
yeah,
but
it's an extra overtime inning or an extra overtime session where only one side gets to play on the court.
Right. And that's sad. So how did you meet Harrison?
Oh, wow. Okay, so about a year ago, and I did not know him. See, so I went into the administration for 4 years, and we don't talk to the people on the campaign. He was on the 2020 campaign as the executive director for Black Voices for Trump with oh my gosh, Herman Cain.
Right.
Bunch of great guys, and I did a Tulsa event with them. But so Harrison was the executive director until it ended, you know, right after November 3rd or whatever of 2020. So then he was like volunteering, and then he heard about this woman that was having, you know, this Ruby Freeman woman in Georgia that was having, you know, troubles about what was going on. Her face was all over the news, and she went to meet the investigators on December 8th of 2020. And, you know, then she hears her name a lot. She's saying that she's pressured. She's telling that story now that she's pressured. But when it was happening for a couple weeks there around Christmas 2020, she was really worried about it. She was worried about the relationship with her daughter. She knew that the investigators, she went to the Fulton DA and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. And she says, they didn't ask me any questions, and I didn't answer any because I didn't have an attorney present. And then she talks about the suitcase under the table, how they opened them up after they were all scanned and done. There were no more ballots to be scanned. They said, boom, lucky, cut the zip ties, and they opened them and scanned them again so the number would go up. And this is the overtime offense when the defense is kicked out of the arena, right?
Right.
So that's one way. And then the other thing she said that the USBs are going to blow your mind, and she wants to go live on every platform. So we got this body cam about a year and a half ago, and nobody had transcribed it, and the audio kind of sucked. And then about a year ago, so I met Harrison because he got the body cam,
right?
And he said, I need some help with this. So we got it professionally transcribed, and the noise sense filtered out. And when we did the transcript, Harrison about a year ago said, holy cow, this is ridiculous. So and it came back to him when he was sitting there. Well, he wasn't there at the Cobb County Police Station with Ruby Freeman. He was on the phone. He didn't ever meet this woman. And the other woman that was there was Kanye's publicist, Trevian Cuddy, and another guy. Garrison.
Yeah, I know her but I know her and from being R. Kelly's publicist as well.
Do you know her? That's awesome.
But Garrison works for Brian Kemp, right?
That's right. He's Governor Brian Kemp's spokesman, and he's sitting right there. How come he didn't get indicted?
Right. So why Garrison didn't get it? That's my question. Why Garrison didn't get invited? I mean, if you know our name from what we call her, Fat Mammy. If Fat Mammy is,
I didn't know that one. I've heard some other ones, but I didn't know that one.
If Fat Mammy gonna do the right thing, and you gotta indict Garrison. But none of them did anything wrong. That's the thing, right? Right, right. But my thing is, if you're gonna go after people, then Garrison have to be one of the ones that you go after, right? And because Garrison was actually there, Harrison wasn't.
But okay, so the police were right there, and the FBI arranged this meeting at the Cobb County Police Station, January 4th, 2021. This is the day before the Senate runoff. 2 days before January 6th, right? Yep. A lot of people, Ruby's in her mind, she tells the police, when the police officer comes to her house, she goes, I trust God, but I don't trust the government. And her faith is driving, she knew something was wrong. She talked about on body cam, how, what the way it ought to be, and then the way it actually happened, right? So anyway, she calls she and the officer, either the officer or her, called the FBI agent that she had met with a few weeks earlier, and said, she wants to talk. She's volunteering to go to the police station, and it was nobody pressured her. She wanted to tell her story. Right. So they meet at the station. Trevian Cuddy, who's Kanye's former publicist, she happened to be down there, and they heard this through the faith-based community that she wanted to talk. And there was this other preacher, Pastor Stephen Lee, who had been there like 2 weeks before, and he's white, and she didn't want to talk to him, and he was out.
Because she said that she didn't trust white people.
Right. She said that. That's on the body cam.
So then I'm trying to figure out, why is he indicted and Garrison is not?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's selective, and so. She goes through this hour-long thing, and Trevian says there's federal people in the station,
right?
And you got to be discreet, right?
Right.
And Ruby agrees to talk, and she starts talking about what the way it ought to have happened, what she normally does. She talks about her daughter is mad at her, blames her for this stuff, and she talks about double scanning, that they had done their work. Gabe Sterling, his story is that, there was more to do tomorrow, he said. But she's saying the opposite, that they had finished all their scanning, right, and that there was extra containers that were pulled out from under the table. And that's how they got the number up. They said the count was really low. She was directed by her managers, whoever, Ralph Jones, Dwight, I can't remember his last name. Somebody was basically telling him to get the numbers up. And then Shay, her daughter, was her manager, right?
Right.
So she's like, she says on the tape, Shay's got a good job. I don't want to mess that up. She's in this dilemma. And then she says, you know, everything they're saying on TV, when she's talking about she's talking about the Fulton DA, Secretary of State, Georgia Bureau of Investigation, FBI was in there. She's saying everything that they are saying is false and a fraud about this. And that she's basically saying it's a cover-up.
Right.
And go ahead.
What? Oh, no, I want to say, so basically, I was her Facebook friend. I was Ruby Freeman's Facebook.
Oh, at the time.
Yeah.
Is that right? Awesome.
I was her Facebook friend. At the time that she penned the letter to Instagram, it came to Facebook. So I'm gonna read this letter while you hear it, and I want your input on this letter. I want you to tell me exactly what you think.
Okay.
Because the letter's on the screen with us, and it clearly says Ruby Freeman _ Georgia. Now, this Ruby Freeman _ Georgia, all caps, that page has been taken down, and they substituted it with a lowercase Ruby Freeman _ Georgia, and the feds did, and the feds turned it into a parody channel of Ruby Freeman.
Okay. Let me just make sure. Did you get that at the time you were friends with her?
Yep.
Okay, so you think it's legit, right?
I know it's legit.
On Facebook.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I can't see it. You got to read it to me.
All right. So it says Ruby Freeman _ Georgia. I posted this on my Facebook page and wanted to share it with the Instagram community. I am so proud of my baby because today we did something that changed history, and we decided we will not be silent and allow evil to control this country. I was shocked, hurt, and deeply upset to see how many people support evil, racism, and ignorance while counting many ballots for Donald Trump. I was almost in tears seeing how very few people wanted to support a Black woman become the first female vice president, or an excellent man named Joe Biden, while counting the ballots. Thank God my baby had a plan, and today we put that plan in action. After those Trump supporting and Fox News, they're supposed to be thought, but she put though, they won and left the building. My baby knew how racist Georgia was, and we knew how the vote was going to go. So we resorted to plan B. And now you see the results of my brilliant baby. Excuse me. Joe Biden is now the winner. And I'm looking at all of Georgia with a side eye, because I know for a fact that Georgia voted for Trump by the largest numbers. And if we didn't do what we did, he would have won Georgia. I've seen and I noticed many Black names who voted for Donald Trump. And that really bothers me, because y'all the reason he won. My baby told me it's going to be our own community who going to make Donald Trump win. And she was right, because Donald Trump won. And it's very sad. I was nervous about plan B, but I'm glad we did it, because it saved the country. And I will pray for forgiveness. If people find out what me and my baby did, we could be in a lot of trouble and possibly jail. So I would like to ask everyone to delete all pictures, videos, and live streams of me and the special ballots. The ones we use are the special Joe Biden ballots that my baby created for us to win. They scan excellent and increased Joe Biden numbers and helped him beat Donald Trump. I spoke to Dominion people, and they said Plan B worked all across the country. Special thanks to Stacey Abrams, Keisha Lance Bottoms, and Raphael Warnock. Don't worry, Raphael, you're going to beat that white bitch, as she put, because we did it for you and Joe Biden. Better give us a pardon for it. Laugh out loud.
Wow.
What you think about that? Because when I seen that, I said, well, let me screenshot this And then when I asked when she went live, but I said, "Are you sure you want to, tell this? Because this is election interference." She blocked me.
Okay, we have never gotten to this. I've seen that post, and a lot of people, including like the deep state up here in DC, are saying, "Oh, that's fake." And we never got into discovery. We want to pull we want to subpoena Instagram and Facebook and get all their posts, the entire history. Yep. But you saw it live, so I have never heard anybody until you just now authenticating this thing.
Yep.
So
it was live.
So what did you say? You said initially that first she had a post, and then there was another one that replaced it.
Now the way she did it was, and she was talking about it, right? Mm-hmm. And then she put this post up, and then she went live. So I screenshotted this post, and then I jumped in a live, and I said, "Are you sure you want to be talking about this election interference?" And then that's when she blocked me.
Do you have your messages?
It was live.
It was live,
like this, yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't save those because it was live on Facebook.
I wonder if Facebook or Instagram, was it Instagram Live or Facebook Live?
Facebook Live.
I wonder, they probably have a record of it.
Of course, but they got to have a tally of it.
Yeah. Well, we're going to subpoena that. So there's 3 cases going on, and everybody really wanted to know about this. Some people said it was fake, but it's in her voice. After transcribing her and listening to her, it matches what we transcribed. It seems legit. It's crazy how bold this Plan B was, isn't it?
Right.
You almost don't want to believe it. You don't think people would cheat like this, but they do.
Right. And then on top of that, but the crazy part was when I went back to the handle page, probably about a year later, it was gone.
What date was that post?
Ooh.
So December 3rd, the Georgia has their investigation, and that's when the State Farm video comes out.
Right.
And then December 8th, she goes to talk all the investigators, and then she's got in a little trouble, or she's worried about it. By Christmas, I gotta spill the beans.
Right. This was around, I want to say, that post, because I would have to go into my phone and get the whole logistics out of it, and it's going to take a minute to do that. Yeah. That post, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say around a time frame of December the 15th to the 23rd.
Before Christmas, yeah.
Right. It was that time frame. So when I went back to the when I went back probably a year after I got it and after I got blocked off her page, but I went back to look at it, to look back at the page, and the page was gone. And
the whole page was gone.
The whole page was gone.
So she goes in on December 8th. They tell her, the FBI tells her to clear her social media, and she says that in her transcript. So maybe it was she got around to it later. I don't know.
Because I know when I went back to it, it was gone about a year after that. It was gone. And then
I think the feds told her to scrub everything, to drop it.
And then on Thursday, when all of us met at Rice Street, I went on there again, and it said a parody page for Ruby Freeman. But it was right, and I'm just like, this don't look right. and but that's how the feds work. But the feds will cover themselves up, so that way they can't.
And they're making mistakes when they're covering up, aren't they?
Yep.
So we've got them on the. They did the original police report for her talking about this voluntary meeting, and the police are on. You can hear them on camera saying, "There's no crime. It's political. It's for the media, and it's a cover-up." They're saying it's a cover-up, and then they write the report, and the report's no crime at all. If it were a crime, don't you think they would have arrested Trevian right there?
Definitely.
They did not. They let her go. They were all happy. Everybody's fine. They let Garrison Douglas go. You know, everybody was fine. But then 4 hours later, in the middle of the night, early January 5th, 2021, they after they heard the body cam, they rewound it and listened to it again. They said, oh my gosh, we got some damage control here. And they added a paragraph to the original police report at 4 a.m. and said that Trevian said that Ruby was in danger, that she had 48 hours, that people were going to come to her house. And it's because of the election. And it's because of Trump supporters harassing her. They added that entire paragraph, which was not in the original report, and there's no evidence of that happening. So, yeah.
One thing about us, and this is why I love what we do. I have some clips.
Okay.
I got the clips. So this is what I'm gonna do. Put that there. It's right here. I have some of many. That's right here. And let's see what we can hear. Let's see if we can get some truth out of this.
Turn it up.
Definitely. Let's see.
Social media is how to, I'm not how to make it so you know what I was commenting on, where I was listening to different church services and about the comments in the church line. So.
Hold on. Let's play that again.
I do want to. But no one wants so I do want it when I know that I need an attorney as several different platforms to talk about it. Not without an attorney present. And even when I met with Secretary of State, they begin to ask something I said, no, I can't answer about it. So I do want an attorney. I know I need an attorney. And I haven't answered any questions because I don't have an attorney. I watch a lot of YouTube. I saw this about the DA. And everything they are saying is false. Everything. From the quote unquote suitcases to the outbox to the why we open the back up. Everything they said was false. Now, Secretary of State did say that they cleared their name as to what happened with the outbox. And nobody felt me. I understand that. The FBI, nobody reached out to me. They reached out to me only to clear my social media and how to I'm not how to make
there it is right there.
You know what I was commenting on, where I was listening to different church services and about the comments in the church line. So
she telling it all right there.
That's it right there, baby.
Because she clearly saying that the feds told her to scrub her social media,
yep.
and that her supervisors and everybody's lying.
That's right.
Now hold on, let's look at some body cam footage. Hold on, let's see. Let's see if we can get some body cam footage in here. Let's see. Hold on. This is the police body cam. Whoa.
That's the whole way. That's Ruby.
she's over here.
I'll go to them. Hi. Come on. Hi.
Thank you.
No problem.
Hi. Good evening. How are you? Thank you so much.
That's Trevian and Garrison Douglas.
Trevian is right here. Garrison Douglas is right here.
Yep.
My question still is now this gives me the whole thought of our governor being involved in this.
They covered it up.
Yeah, because why isn't he charged? And he works for the governor. Yeah, this is Kemp's right-hand guy.
That's right. Is the spokesman. Yeah. He was a volunteer then, okay? He was he was helping Trevian. I think he was working on one of the campaigns at the time. But did you go back and listen to why Ruby Freeman that says that she needs a lawyer?
Right.
Well, why wouldn't she say that Trevian needs a lawyer? Trevian, nobody did anything wrong. Ruby wanted to make sure that there was no blowback when she blew the whistle.
That part. So let's look at a little bit of this because this is an hour and 9 minutes.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at this. And on a follow-up, and we're going to look on a follow-up, me and a dream team, myself and a dream team, and we're going to really look deep into what's going on. But let's take a listen to this real quick. Let's look at this.
We didn't want to try you, but we had to find you with the best time for everything. I'm here because I received a call. Not that I didn't know about this situation before, because I got hurt, so it wasn't a serious concern for me because I had asked you to do with it. I was called regarding a situation that unfolded regarding election participation. And we would like to let you know first and foremost, we have put in place that a way to move you, to secure you from what may be on the horizon of the next 48 hours. And we have within 48 hours to move you, and they do it on your schedule. We would put you somewhere where you don't have the option to say you would be with names that you know can protect you, or names that are I cannot say what specifically will take place. I just know that it will disrupt your freedom and one or more people. I would like to connect now on the phone Harrison Floyd, who would be taking this situation to a detailed level for you to let you know exactly what is at stake. What choices you have, whether you choose to deal with that I am not your enemy. This is Harrison, he works with me. But Harrison Floyd would be the person to connect with people who can give you as much sovereignty as we can find for you, or safety that we can find for you at this moment. These officers are more than welcome to escort you, but I'm sure you are to hear what we need to do sooner rather than later. All the names involved, I believe that you will know who they are. I would be believe that you know that they can help you and give you whatever autonomy that could be possible. I don't make guarantees. I'm only here to facilitate what needs to be done in order to give you as much as far as taking you to a place to where you can see what's on the table, what is up against your freedom and your future. And I wanted to listen to you.
Right there, Trevian is offering her safety.
Yeah.
And they want to move her and from where she at, and they ain't saying who's attacking, but they saying that it's a possibility.
That's right.
come from anywhere. But my question is, Harrison, Floyd was only on the phone.
Just on the phone, right?
Garrison is sitting right there. Why Garrison haven't been charged?
Yeah. Well, but he didn't do anything wrong either, though. I mean, there was no pressure on Ruby. Ruby wanted to blow the whistle, and she wanted to tell the truth.
Right. So let's listen to a little bit more. Hold on, and we're gonna get into this. Let's listen a little more.
Yeah.
I don't want to make you uncomfortable. I don't know how you're feeling about it. I do know that for this situation to take the place that it is, to where you have officers who are splitting the wood, we're not the only people who know where you are. For you to be able to find you in Northern and have multiple addresses in which to find your family, there are those who also have their information. And then secondary, you are a loose end for a party that needs to tidy up what's loose that they feel that you are loose about for them. And that's really why I'm here. I work with some of the biggest names in the industry. Crisis is my thing. One thing we don't want to do for you is create another person. But what we know we need to do for you is create a money how important it is that you put in to their future. And that we can find and figure out what it is that you essentially take. If you choose to take it at all, we would have to be able to ascertain where you are, how you're feeling. I don't want to push anything. I don't know who is connected to who. And I really need for her to be as nonchalant as possible with this conversation that we are going to have, so that if she does make a decision, she's protected in her decisions.
Miss Freeman, if you're comfortable with that, okay? And if you need me, holler, I'll you down that hallway right there. So that's just
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Then she waits at the door. She waits at the door. She can still hear it.
So, okay. So here's the question, right? Here's the question now. And see, and this is what I don't like. The federal government orchestrated this interview. The feds orchestrated the interview. Ruby Freeman pretty much blew the whistle.
And they didn't, before they did it, they did not know what she was going to say. They thought she was going to spill the beans, I think. And then they came in afterwards and listened to this body cam, and they said, oh, dang, we got a problem.
Right. So, and I'm glad that I have all of them, because see, now I can put it all in a chronological order.
Well, Dana, can I stop you? So the one thing she just said in that last part, she said, Trevian was telling her, you're a loose end that someone needs to tidy up or something like that, right?
Right.
And
you're
so
a loose end party for that needs to tidy up.
Yeah. So guess what happened then? And so CNN, MSNBC, Reuters, they all got this body cam at the end of 2021. Mm-hmm. They put out a big story and they clipped just that line, and they're basically saying Trevian is threatening Ruby. I can tell you that was not a threat.
That's what I showed 2 days ago. I showed it two days ago because when you pull it up, it pulls up 2 minutes and 12 seconds of the conversation. And they made sure they got that part at the end, and to make it seem damaging. That's what they do. And the government do it, federal and state level.
Absolutely. And they missed all this exonerating, totally exculpatory material through the rest of it, where she's blowing the whistle on election fraud and calling out Brian Kemp and the FBI for covering it up. That's the story here.
Well, she went from being the most hated to being the most protected. And now from being the most protected, she's back to being the richest, one of the richest.
She's done okay with this.
I'm trying to figure out how did she get Hunter Biden's lawyer and she don't have that pay scale?
She got 6 lawyers, and they go to her house right after that body cam. The next morning, they file the police report supplement because they got to do some damage control. Then they go to her house and they grab her, she says, for 2 months. And then she doesn't need to work anymore. Her daughter doesn't need to work anymore. And she's got 6 lawyers. How can she afford that? So,
and what gets me is Keisha Lance Bottoms did an interview on Thursday and said, I praise Fannie Willis for exonerating Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss. Hold on. You praise Fannie Willis for exonerating them, but they told on the governor they got sworn in to shut up. And I believe, and the way the FBI work is either you're going to shut up or we're going to get you out of here. So she shut up. Now she's millions of dollars richer now. However,
she had a GoFundMe. I think she raised a bunch of money on a GoFundMe, and the FBI's got her covered. She got free lawyers. And it's funny because when she goes before the J6 committee testimony, and her transcript says, all I do is win, win, win. Well, I mean, you got to hand it to her. She's playing the system pretty well, you know?
Let's go here. I have the J6 committee right here. And for the folks that's looking, y'all see it? It says Select Committee to investigate the J6 attack on the U.S. Capitol. Interview of Ruby Freeman. We will be tackling this. It's 41 pages. And I'm trying to figure out how your story changes. But also this ties into the R. Kelly case. And the reason why I say that is because in the R. Kelly case, the so-called victims were coerced and molded to lie on R. Kelly and say what they wanted them to say. The same thing Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss have been done. So now, and we have people who are being molded by the FBI and Homeland Security in tight situations where they got to be molded into what to say.
Yeah.
And when they slip up, the prosecutors are curve it a little bit. And if the prosecutors don't curve it enough, then the judges overlook it and the judges still side with them. So therefore, we in a catch-22 situation with no way of the 22 being out.
It's messed up.
That part, that's witness tampering, ain't it?
Yeah, totally. The FBI is tampering with the witness here.
That's coercion and inducement, right?
It's inducement. She got money. She got value for changing her story.
Wow. This is wrong. So when I told the folks how Harrison got up the car on Thursday, when he walked up, I was like, you wasn't there? You don't know? So I'm gonna let you tell them what happened on Thursday.
No, I caught the end of it after he tried to turn himself in, like they said, turn himself in at the jail at the Rice Street entrance, and then he comes across, and then he's in the street. The police are saying, "Get out of the street, and get over the barricade." So he jumps over the barricade. I think he steps on some media thing, and the media's yelling at him. So, but then he comes over. I say hello to him. We just have a brief conversation, and then he's like, "I got to go to the media. I got to, they didn't let me in. I got to go see Fonnie Willis for whatever reason." Then he goes into it, talks to his lawyer, and says, "No, you don't have to see Fonnie Willis. Go back in there."
So here's my question: why was his lawyer rejected?
Oh, so he had a national lawyer with him.
I said it.
but he didn't have a local lawyer, and what he wanted to do was try to get a public defender. I mean, this whole thing's a shakedown. You know it. Right. They shake you down with the lawyers. They shake you down with the bail system. They rig the evidence. They tamper with witnesses. This is really messed up.
Well, see, here's the thing. And the reason why the national lawyer was rejected is because the national lawyer don't fall under the jurisdiction of Georgia.
Right. That's they always do that. But
Fannie wants somebody that she can control.
That's right.
Threaten. So therefore, a public defender in Georgia still got to report to Brian Kemp and Fannie Willis.
They denied him the public defender.
Of course.
The next morning.
Of course, because
I was at the Fulton courthouse when he's in there, and they say, "Oh no," and this judge, Emily Richardson, says, "You're a flight risk, and you're likely to commit additional felonies." Well, first of all, he never committed any felonies, and he never committed any crimes. He's accused of a misdemeanor because the FBI agents snuck up on him unannounced, tried to trip him when he's going up the stairs with his daughter. They tried to step on the back of his heel, pull his shoulder down. He didn't know who they were, and they didn't present IDs. It was a classic setup, and he puts his daughter back in the apartment. He comes back down the stairs. "Who the heck are you?" He was cussing at him. You know, he said he was in their face, but he didn't touch them. He did not body slam them or attack them. So they're twisting that story too. He has no criminal record. He proudly served this country, took shrapnel, got shot as a Marine, and they're doing this to him? Come on.
Well, but you got to look at it like this, Mr. Bowles. You got to look at it like this. They have Marines laying on the streets of Georgia, Maryland, California, and don't give a damn about them. But they can go and take all of the people hard-earned tax money that they shouldn't be paying taxes because they are not people, or should I say citizens, but that's another story. And they sending it to Ukraine. Which Biden gets a return.
It's insane. It's insane.
Hold on. All right, there we go. So basically, they getting a return off of the return 3 ways.
Yeah.
And it's only the Biden and Soros folks.
It's time for Donald Trump to go kick some ass again and disrupt.
So speaking of that, me and my pastor had a powwow all week, and my morning pastor went and preached a sermon called The Mugshot. But what my pastor didn't know is that the mugshot backfired. And because what they thought was damning to him and was going to persecute him, it made him shoot up even more. And the crazy part is, I ask everybody this, what I say, people hate Donald Trump and don't know the reason why they hate him. But what if Donald Trump is God sent to do what he's doing to liberate the people, or should I say us, the children of Israel? People ain't thinking about that, but they just, oh no, Donald Trump ain't running the country right. Okay, wait a minute. He's running it the way it's supposed to be ran. It's not his fault that we live years of chaos and BS. And then when he get in, the whole thing about the unknown got to be evil. No.
What's your pastor say?
He's against Donald Trump.
Okay, whatever.
And I love it because we get to go back and forth and we get to laugh about it. And because the stuff that he don't know, I fill in, and the stuff that I don't know, he fill in, and then we meet in the middle of the road and we would just be like, man.
Well, this thing last week is a tectonic shift. It's an earthquake in people's minds. The criminal justice reform, that everybody gets that. This is messed up. And they figured out they do not want this man, President Trump, in the office, because he's going to go kick some butt. And what somebody saw, some rapper podcast today. So the more they indict, the more we unite.
Facts. And the thing about it is, what the deep state can't handle, again, I'm going to use these terms. They didn't understand how Mexican, blacks, whites, indigenous, and colored folks, which indigenous folks are the colored folks. There's no white folks and there's no black folks. But the Caucasian folks and the indigenous folks can come together as one. And the thing about it is, fake news, CNN, they did not show how we all was out there together.
Together, exactly.
And I mean, and it kind of blew my mind because it was my Mecca experience, because it's like, we supposed to be fighting one another. And
it's made up. They want to divide for power. You know, they want division, and we want unity. It's messed up.
And it was crazy how it was our own that kept saying, y'all standing and with them white folks, y'all doing this, y'all doing that. Hold on. But y'all the ones that's creating the division.
That's right.
So I got to look at y'all side eye when I got folks that's way lighter than me that's saying the same thing, like, yo, we just need truth. We just want truth to come out.
Truth, absolutely.
And we don't want nothing else except for truth and to be treated fair.
So you know what? Just what we're going through with this Ruby Freeman case and Harrison Floyd, the lies are really complicated, and when you get into them, the complexity is so they make mistakes on the lies. Truth is simple and pure, and it's gonna be found out, and we're getting it out there.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what happened in the R. Kelly case. The lies could no longer be shadowed, so then the lies start sticking out. And the same thing, and with Harrison Floyd, the lies are sticking out. Same thing with Donald Trump. The lies are sticking out.
Yep.
So now, what do? It's like, just like I tell the folks over here, we just got to keep pressing, and we got to keep persevering, and we got to keep fighting. And the thing about it is, I tell everybody, please go do your research. Please go do this. It's a reason why now they about to take beef away from people. It's a reason now why they about to start playing in people's vegetables. They are doing any and everything they can do because they know that they can't stop what's coming. And the storm is here.
Yeah, Biden talking about rolling out a new COVID vaccine today.
And see, and that's all about control. It ain't no COVID.
Fear and control.
Yep. And they figured if they can lock people down, Donald Trump ain't gonna have nobody. But I got a question. When they was doing their debates,
the B team in Milwaukee, the fantasy camp.
Right. You know where I'm about to go with this. Biden had, to be exact, 61 people at his rally. 61. Trump Trump's least rally, but it had the least amount of people. That's what I'm gonna say. Trump rally, but it had the least amount of people, was 37,000. So you mean to tell me a man in COVID that's pulling out 37,000 at minimum, 167,000 at best? That's more than selling out Wembley Stadium just for a debate, just for a rally. Mm-hmm. Loses after they said, now the government said Trump had 73 million votes, and Biden had 81 million.
No.
It's not that many people in the world. So somebody lying. And you mean to tell me that Biden had more votes than Obama?
No way. No way.
That's why I say
Obama he had his stuff together. He had a great campaign. Georgia, what Joe Biden gets 500,000 more votes than Obama in Georgia?
Never.
Not a chance.
Never. And I'm not even an Obama guy, but I got to put facts where facts at. He destroyed the polls when he ran.
Yeah.
And they said that was the largest in history until they call him the orange guy. Until the orange guy showed up. But now, how you going to hide it in 2024? Because now they just submitted a draft for Trump not to run in 2024. Why?
Yeah, they're going to try to knock him out on the 14th Amendment because they said he's an insurrectionist. But guess what?
He's never been charged with insurrection.
Well, he got in the impeachment 1, impeachment 2. The House charged him, but he got acquitted of insurrection. He's already been acquitted. They can't use the 14th Amendment against him.
That's double jeopardy, ain't it?
Yeah, yes, exactly.
So the guy that's drafting these letters, and I got him. I got the whole lawsuit. So the guy that's doing it, isn't that some type of isn't there some type of reprimand that this lawyer can get, and for doing that?
Yeah, you probably could submit a bar complaint. Oh, you know what we found out about that guy? One of the guys, he doesn't even have his license isn't even active now. He's not a practicing lawyer.
Oh no. Wow. So that means that he should be locked up then, because now, wait a minute. He's now nothing more than an infringed foreign entity. So that means that he can be reduced, and he don't have the 11th Amendment immunity. So he can go to jail with no problem.
Maybe somebody needs to investigate that. We got so much other good stuff we're looking at right now to exonerate all these people that were falsely charged. Trevian Cuddy did nothing wrong. Stephen Lee, nothing wrong. All 19 of them. Everybody was doing the right thing.
But this is the question that I have. I'm not saying that nobody's doing nothing wrong. But if you're going to bring RICO charges on Harrison, Rudy,
Trevian,
Donald, Trevian, Sidney, if you're going to bring RICO charges on them, right? Garrison was right there. Why not bring RICO charges on Garrison unless Brian Kemp said, he's mine? You better not. Which now, and I've been telling everybody, Fannie was used by Jack Smith to do this.
Definitely.
But nobody's looking at the repercussions. Here's the buildup. She's the first indigenous woman to hold that position in Georgia. Georgia is normally a Caucasian ran state.
Mm-hmm.
So she already broke barriers there, but she let her fame get to her, and Smith hyped her up just for her to be used as a fall guy of what not to do.
Yeah.
So now here's my next question. Did she do it willfully, or was she forced to do that? See, now here's where Fannie gotta make a decision. Either you blow the whistle and tell the truth on George Soros and Jack Smith, or you go down with the sinking ship and you just follow the rest of it.
Could be the end of her career. Yeah, that she could do the right thing if she wanted to.
And see, I'm not the type that's going to say, oh, just persecute her. No, because I believe she was threatened. It just don't make sense. The timelines don't.
Could have been a deal too, right?
That part. You know what? I didn't think about the deal until you just said that. Matter of fact, it could be a federal immunity deal. That if it
in her YSL, Young Thugs?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
I don't know that case, but the more I see these things, it's starting to come clear to me that this is the common squeeze technique, you know?
Listen, she had to take YF and Lucci off the street. And because if you give Thug to RICO and you lock up Thug, you're facing two things that happen. One, you're facing for whoever's out to retaliate on YF and Lucci, right? Two, you're facing the fact that Lucci get pressured and blow your whole case. But hold on, there's a third. YF and Lucci was like the little brother to Big Nut. Fanny was in a 3-year relationship with Big Nut.
I heard that.
At the end of the day, I didn't think Donald Trump would know about that. So I'm sitting back like, hold on. Dog, you in the hood now. What are you doing in the hood, Trump? So it's like when he blew it, I said, oh my God, Fanny in trouble. Because now when they go dig up that case and they go check phone records, they clearly seen anybody that went to Big Nut trial like myself. You clearly seen Fannie Willis phone records being tracked to Big Nut house at least 3 months before.
Was that public? Were the records out? Or were they in court?
Yeah.
Or they can get them.
Yeah, you can get them, but it was discussed in Nut's case.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like now that Fannie is there, I'm looking like that was the last thing I was expecting Trump to say. So then when he said it, I said, oh my God, Fannie, you done.
Yes.
You're done. So now YF and Lucci is sitting and behind bars because that's the protecting spot. And if he say anything different, Fannie can throw the curveball and shift Lucci off for the rest of his life. See how all this works now?
Oh yeah, I get it. They've been coming at Donald Trump and his team for a long time. You know, Michael Cohen, he had some taxi cab medallion issues, and they squeezed him on that, and then make him say some things about these bogus campaign finance things with Stormy Daniels. That's not the truth, but in order to stay out of jail for 10 years, he's got to say it, right?
So I got a question for you. Bill Clinton was able to pay $50,000 for a sex scandal, right? And it went away.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't Trump pay what he had to pay for Stormy Daniels, but then it's flipped? Stormy Daniels got to pay Trump.
Yeah.
And Trump... And
it was for a non-disclosure, an NDA.
Right. And they want Trump to go to jail.
And the FEC and the previous DA, Cyrus Vance, they all said there's no crime there. But then Jack Smith and Biden comes in and is like, no, you got to create a crime out of this somehow. Find a way to create a crime, Alvin Bragg, and bring it back up, even though the statute of limitation is gone and there's no crime. And it was a consenting private agreement between the parties, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Just like with Bill Clinton, a consenting private agreement.
Yeah.
But let's go deeper. What about I don't want to say too much because I know you hold office. I just
no, good. But I got another hit I got to do. So
yeah, I'm just saying. What about Obama gay situation? When they brought that out, they finally off the man, but they ain't like Obama.
What is Chef?
No, see, and see, I ain't let the people know about that yet.
Okay.
And that's a whole wild story by itself because the chef was coming out to tell the truth.
He was writing a book.
Yeah, but the chef wife told it because she got the prints from the book.
We got to do another show on that one.
Definitely. not knowing that Secret Service already knew.
And why was there another emergency call to the pond in Martha's Vineyard at like 11:30 that night? Somebody had an emergency situation that the 911 was called.
That part, a chef that can swim.
He could swim. I saw him swim. He was okay. He wasn't great, but he could swim. He's a strong man.
Right. But the only way you found him was by sonar. So now here's the question. If you could only find him by sonar, right? What was attached to him that was holding him there?
Interesting.
And because of human anatomy, after an hour, it floats.
Mm-hmm.
If you got to find somebody by sonar, when a human anatomy drops, it only go but 13 feet. That's deeper than 13 feet if you have to find a sonar, if you have to use a sonar to do it. And then here's the next question. What was attached to him that was giving off a sonar radius?
He was only 8 feet.
There you go right there. But you had to use a sonar to find him.
Yeah.
So either somebody's story is wrong or they trying to fabricate the story as they go.
Yeah.
And then it don't explains the marks on Obama's face when he's playing golf and his hands.
Well, so back to Ruby on that police report. When there's a lot, you covered a lot in just a short time we've been talking.
Right.
And then in the last couple of days with the media Dropbox I sent you, the police reports, there's a lot more on this if you want to do another follow-up.
Definitely. And we definitely got to do another follow-up. Matter of fact, the police report, let's see. That's J6. The body cam. Yeah, I got the police report. Let me see. Let me show you. Let me see.
And then the supplement, and then another supplement 3 weeks later.
There
you go.
I just got the police report that's right here. Ruby Jewel Freeman. That's all I got is this right here. So I don't have the two sub.
Right below there. Look at the dates. I think that's the supplement right there. Look at the third paragraph, and that's the one they. I think the original report is right above that. That looks like the supplement. What time was that? 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, 3:38:39.
They added that third paragraph. Somebody added that third paragraph that wasn't in there in the first report above.
I made contact with Ms. Cootie, who stated that she was a crisis manager and was sent from a high-profile individual, and that she traveled from Chicago, Illinois. Ms. Cootie stated that Ms. Freeman was in danger and had 48 hours to speak with her so that she could get ahead of the issue. Ms. Cootie stated that unknown subjects were going to be at Ms. Freeman's residence, but did not elaborate on the dangers Ms. Freeman was facing, but it was due to election. Hold on, let's see.
It wasn't in there. Look at what they originally put in there. The whole paragraph wasn't in there.
Okay, here's the narrative. On January the 4th, 2021, at approximately 10:38 p.m., because that's 38 hours, at 10:38 p.m.,
8:38.
Oh, 8. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're right. 8. That's 20. I don't know. I'm thinking 22. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But at 8:38 p.m. hours, I responded to a suspicious activity call that occurred at government employee. Upon arrival, I made contact with Ruby Freeman, who stated that she was a ballot counter for the election. Ms. Freeman stated that she was being harassed by people on social media and had random people knocking on her door. Ms. Freeman stated that a female and male were at her door trying to speak with her. Ms. Freeman stated that the female, Trevion Cutie, stated that she needed to speak with her. I asked Ms. Freeman if she would be comfortable speaking with Ms. Cutie at the precinct 4700 Austell Road while we supervised, and Ms. Freeman stated yes. I contacted Ms. Cutie and they agreed to meet at 10:30 p.m., 22:30 hours. I escorted Ms. Freeman to the precinct to speak with Ms. Cutie and escorted Ms. Freeman back to her residence. Ms. Freeman's residence was listed on a zone patrol, and Ms. Freeman was informed to call back immediately if she observed any suspicious activity outside of her residence. No further.
That's it. And then after the FBI listens to it, they said, "Uh-oh, we better add this paragraph."
So how did this get added? Wait a minute.
4 in the morning. Look what time it is.
This is 4 in the morning. Hold on. Wait, no.
3:30.
It's 3:38, 39 in the morning.
Yep.
Then the supervisor reviewed it and right there say reference additional information. They added additional information.
It wasn't in the interview. It's not on the body cam. No.
Wow.
Yeah, okay, maybe Ruby was getting online threats, right? People probably, bombing her inbox. But these people, Trevian didn't threaten her. She was trying to help her. And then, okay, this one, then January 21st, they add another section saying that they went to Ruby's house to talk with her January 21st. But guess what? Ruby herself testified that she wasn't at her house. The FBI took her from her house for 2 months. So This report says they went to her house, but she wasn't there. And then she said Trump people were sending her pizzas. This is crazy.
This is administratively closed. And watch this.
Opened up by DPS. Yes.
But wait, they can't use it because it's cleared by status.
No crime. And they say it on body cam, no crime.
Listen. And this is from, wait a minute. This is from Detective TCK. That's Homeland Security.
Yes, from DPS, right.
Oh, so he closed it.
Yep.
So this one say on 1/21/21 at 18:45 hours, I was advised by Lieutenant Knowles that Ruby Freeman was involved in a suspicious activity report from 1/4/21. Ms. Freeman was involved in a previous harassing communication incident in December 2020, and I was familiar with her case. So I asked for the new case to be examined and to be assigned to me for follow-up. Hold on. You can't do that.
No.
That's against that's against code of regulations and policy.
They needed a scapegoat. They needed to go after somebody. This is
wow.
Yeah.
Then it says on 1/21/21 at 18:50 hours, I called the listed home phone number for Ms. Freeman and found that the number was invalid because she was with the feds.
That's right.
I then called the listed mobile number and spoke with Ms. Freeman, who stated that Trump supporters had ordered pizza deliveries to her home for 3 days in a row.
How could they do that when she wasn't there?
Wait a minute, huh? A Cobb County Police Department police officer was dispatched to the home, but the officer was unable to convince the pizza companies to stop delivering unless Ms. Freeman called them directly. Ms. Freeman stated that she had gone to the businesses herself and resolved the situation. How if you're not there? Ms. Freeman also complained about Trump supporters attempting to hold a rally at her home due to some alleged voter ballot fraud. The rally did not occur as planned, and there was no need for police action. The suspicious activity incident was an alleged Trump supporter who attempted to get Ms. Freeman to make false claims about the ballot counting for the FBI investigation.
Who was that? That didn't happen.
Right.
They had to twist that. That's the smear and the slander. This is going to be a biggest defamation case. Trevian and Harrison have a big case here on defamation.
Oh yeah, but wait a minute. This a redaction log. So You got all this redacted, but they redacted by government employees. What the ham sandwich?
This is messed up, right?
Oh man, this is crazy. Listen, because I know you gotta go, but I'm gonna ask you. Do you want to take any questions real quick? Let's
Quickly,
say,
I got to. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
yeah. Let's say like 3 questions.
Yes.
If anybody has any questions, put them in the chat real quick. If anybody have any questions for Attorney Bowles, please put them in a chat. Question. I got a question. But they say the next hearing, and for Harrison, will that be a soon hearing or will that be 2 months out?
I think it's going to be tomorrow or Tuesday. He's got local counsel now. Oh my gosh! We did. Thank you. I talked with his wife, Erica, yesterday. Okay. She's very grateful. His lawyer talked with Harrison. His spirits are good today. The generosity, the give, send, go is blown through. It was like $200-something thousand.
That's good.
It's great. I mean, it's really good. And this could help him on the offense going out on the defamation case against the media, right. AJC, CNN, all that. So Erica Floyd just wants to send her gratitude to everybody. And yeah, but I think this can be tomorrow, a hearing. It might be another bond hearing.
It have to be a bond hearing. Can you keep me posted? At least let me know at least 2 hours and before.
Yes.
And because my work time has changed and I'm not on days no more.
Okay.
So I got time during days to do whatever.
You're free. Yeah. All right.
So definitely, please let me know at least 2 to 3 hours, or if not earlier and before, and I can definitely do that. I'm definitely gonna blog Harrison's case, Trump's case, Trevian's case, Sidney's case. I'm going to be at every court date.
Awesome.
Every court date. And I'm going to bring out the truth in it. But Levi for Kelly, which is R. Kelly's cousin, question is, how is Donald Trump looking in the polls since his arrest?
I think they got to take a couple days. They do like a 2 or 3 day rolling poll, and it should come out. We should see something Monday, Tuesday. So, but the money, he raised $7 million in like 24 hours. So that's a good question. I wonder if they do. I want to see the demographic strats on that poll too.
And I guess it backfired because they didn't think that you was going to have the blacks for Trumps come out, the niggas for Trumps come out. I'm going to get back like, what the heck is going on?
Somebody saw Trevian's mugshot too, Trevian Cuddy. And she said it looks like Harley Quinn.
And somebody told me it's giving her, matter of fact, Trevian mugshot and was giving them Purge vibes.
A what?
But they were saying Trevian mugshot, it was giving them Purge vibes.
Purge?
Yeah, from the movie Purge when they was
yes.
Purge. Next question, because I know you gotta go and see, and I'm not gonna wait for everybody else because I know you gotta run. Next question is, how long do you think this trial is gonna go? And then the piggyback question is, do you think this trial is going to go before election, or you think they're going to push it back after?
Okay, there's so many pieces to this, and all 19 could get removed to federal court. That could happen pretty soon. Maybe they'll split off some of them. Mark Meadows, Jeff Clark, anybody that's working directly for the president under a federal officer for they call it the Federal Supremacy Clause. Right. Those might get moved out. Trevian, Harrison, they were doing this on their own as a volunteer to help Ruby Freeman spill. She wanted to blow the whistle. The electors were fulfilling their federal role to have an alternate slate. Everybody's doing their own thing, right? So some might stay, some then might go through motions to dismiss on constitutional grounds, like like, hey, it's not a crime, right?
Right.
And then there may be motions that maybe the Fulton judges, maybe they lose on those motions, but then they might get appealed up to another court. So I think these pieces are going to be going on for a while, and that's the design. They want this to be in the Biden team, DOJ, with Fani Willis as their tool. They want this in the news all the way through the election next March. There'll probably be pieces going next March, but if it's done the right way, then it's going to be, the whole thing is going to get removed to federal court, or entities are going to file a motion to dismiss. The counsel that Harrison has, I think he's looking at, motions to dismiss.
Okay. I got a question for you. Ask him how he feels about Michael Avenatti in general.
I will. I think he knows that story, because didn't Avenatti get in trouble with Nike? It's some dirty stuff with Avenatti, but I'll try to get a video link to you. They can do 2 interviews. I think you told me about, going in, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they allow face-to-face, but you can do a video link hookup, and
right.
maybe get a connection to Harrison in the jail.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna definitely do that, because I definitely want to, like I say, I want to be the blogger to cover his case.
Thank you so much. You're right. You're close, and you know that you've done your homework here. There's a lot of research that went into this.
Right.
A lot of public discovery, Ruby's own words, a lot of files to go through.
Definitely a whole lot of files. So, and because I'm definitely, and you seen me and Laura Luma together battling.
That was good.
So basically, and the whole Trump team, and we definitely is backing everybody. And then with all of the misguided stuff they talk about, Trump don't care about Harrison. That's not true.
Oh no, he cares about him. Believe me, he knows this story.
Right. Trump can't talk to him because he's under the gag order.
They
right
got
now.
Gag orders. That's right.
And see, and that's what I hate. How I call it mainstream media come out and say, "Oh no, Trump don't care. Trump don't do this. Trump don't do that. Trump don't." No. Fani Willis put a gag order on him. He can't talk to nobody.
We can talk about it. You and me. Right. We got the facts.
And I can get word back to him from Trump through other people, but Trump can't say, Harrison, this. Trump can't pull up the phone and say, Harrison, you're going to be the coolest guy and Wright Street, how we do it. You know what I mean? Trump ain't going to be able to say that just yet. I'm just saying, man, look, Attorney Bowles, I appreciate you. I'm glad we connected. I'm glad to be in the company of good people. We're going to progress. We're going to go further. And like I be telling my folks, it's many Harrison Floyds out there.
There are. And it could be you. It could be any one of us anytime they do this kind of crap. So God bless you. Thank you for what you're doing. And I really look forward to keeping in touch with you on this story and following your work.
Definitely. Then I'm going to tell you, and with every good thing going on, there's going to be some bad stuff coming. Yeah. I am considered the Donald Trump of YouTube. I got people hating me. They'll call you. They'll try to hit your Facebook. They'll try to hit your social media and lie. Only thing I say is, you know me personally. So I just say, judge the spirit by the spirit. And
you got it. I can tell. You got a great spirit just meeting you in person.
Appreciate you,
all right,
man.
God bless you, man. Take care.
Thank you again.
Talk to you. Thank you.
Well, there it is. Like I say, I'm coming to bring real interviews. We ain't doing this fake stuff no more. We ain't doing this sitting in the camera just laughing. We doing real interviews. And trust me, when I tell you I'm sitting on paragraphs of stuff, like let's go through this right now real quick. This is the summary of meeting that Mr. Bowles was talking about, right? With Ruby Freeman. Location, Cobb County Police Office, Marietta, Georgia. Attendees, Ruby Freeman, Trevian Cootie, Harrison Floyd by phone, Garrison Douglas. Here's my question. Why Garrison Douglas ain't been put in a RICO just because he worked for Governor Brian Kemp? You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. So I'm just saying, look, and we're going to be knocking this down, and we're going to be talking about it. I love each and every last one of y'all. I'm going to be bringing interviews like this more often. We getting away from the drama. We getting away from the stupid stuff, and we building. We building. We small in number now, but give me about a good 3 months. Give me about a good 3 months. And you're going to start seeing Tasha K numbers. Give me about a good 3 months. You're going to start seeing Tasha K numbers back here. So I want to thank everybody, right? I want to thank everybody for joining. Starting tomorrow, and we're going to knock out the Ruby Freeman case. I don't know. I might have to call my sis. I might have to call one of my sis like, yo, I need you to help me with this case. You know what I'm saying? So, only thing I'm going to tell you is this. When you stop feeding the drama and the bull crap, they don't have no other choice but to.
When the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other. When the chips are down.
So, like the Joker just said, when the chips are down, these so-called civilized YouTube folks that do nothing but hate and cause division, they'll soon eat each other. With that being said, I thank y'all for joining me on an interview with myself and Attorney Bowles. God bless you. Have a good Sunday. DanaJay gone.
We begin the program tonight with breaking news. The 45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, has been indicted for the 4th time by a corrupt Biden regime justice system, and patriots are fed up.
Voters got rights, waving flags and the stars and stripes, indicting presidents, that's not right. If questioning the outcome of election is a crime, then give me life. If questioning the outcome of the election is a crime, they gon' lock us patriots up and we gon' do time. The land of the free and the home of the brave. There's an Air Force veteran that's trying to pay the way. Prince of prime time, I spit the truth like I'm damn bald. Real America, away and we ain't no commies, you protecting the children. 2A in the building. From you Democrat pedophiles rigging the system. This a message to the fake news. We all know Trump won. Try to censor us and ban every single one of us. Father and a journalist, he never changed for the fame. 30 years later, day of balls, legendary, man. Get real. Read between the lines. FJB, middle finger to the other side. Get real. Read between the lines. Trump 24 indicted in a landslide. Voters got rights. Waving flags and the stars and stripes. Indicting presidents, that's not right. If questioning the outcome of election is a crime, then give me life. Trump's nephew's coming right back with another one. Indictment number 4. I don't think the DOJ was dumb enough. Fannie Willis, Alvin Bragg, yeah, y'all want some pressure, huh? America, we got Trump's back and we ain't letting up. Patriot like Mr. H, 82 years in this place. Liberals need a safe space and burn a flag in your face. Put America first like One American News. Abolish mail-in ballots so I know that we can't lose. 10-year anniversary, Novak's gonna murder me. Hunter Biden's laptop, boy, that's a first degree. Hillary Clinton, yeah, lock her up for perjury. Nelson Mandela, pardon yourself, made history. CNN and other woke channels spread fake views. Lying to Americans, monetizing fake news. If you don't sell your soul, you gon' get demonetized. Pray and keep your faith in God, he is always on our side. Voters got rights, waving flags and the stars and stripes. Indicting presidents, that's not right. If questioning the outcome of election is a crime, then give me life. It's the mayor of Magaville. Shout out my boy Dan Ball, a real patriot. OAN, Mr. H. Trump 2024.